Greetings, fellow Martians. Here we are, back on Mars, working on our colony for our sponsor, Japan. In our last session, things went a little awry because we started having a power and then water shortage here in our new dome. And it was sort of a race on the way to solve the water issue that we had, but eventually we were able to research deep water extraction, so we were able to just plop this water extractor down right here and exploit that deep water deposit. So that solved that, urgency of the need for water there. We had started to work on building out to try and get this water extractor set up and connected. Now that we did that, it's not as much of an urgency, but since we started to work on this, I think our next steps here are going to be to put a new dome here, and we have the megadome now. So I think we can do a megadome about here, and that will give us access to mine this rare metal deposit. And then by the time we finish mining that out, hopefully we'll have the deep metal researched and we can build a new mine there. So we will have two mines to go for in that dome. And then in looking at this, I think we don't need to build a tunnel between, because if we look at building a drone hub here, we can build a drone hub here that overlaps the hub over there and over here. And then we can connect power and water between that dome and this dome. And then eventually we can do a tunnel for this bit of a longer stretch back to our original set of 3 domes. So let's take a look at this and get a sense of what to do next. I think we need to set up a water tank here for this water extractor because it's extracting but doing nothing. That's what the little pipe, floating pipe means. So let's at least build a tank so we start storing some of the water that we're producing there while we do this other stuff. We'll come out to just here for now, and we'll build ourselves a water tower. Okay, and we'll go ahead and start time going. And we're loading up that rocket. The other thing we were going to try to do is get some moisture vaporators up, but now we don't have to do that. Maybe we can use the rocket for something else, like some more colonists for this dome. And let's take a look at... So if we do this here, I'm going to
scanned.
Pause it, see if it'll let me play. I don't think it'll let me place it. Oh, it will. Okay. All right. So let's do that then. Let's get it over this way. All right, and then let's take a look at where the drone hub will go. We may need 2 to be able to cover the whole dome. Actually, take a look at that, right? So we've got that little bit of overlap over there in that corner. Actually, we could push it to that one little hex right there. And then that way, the 2 overlapping hexes are covering that entire dome. So we're going to place that drone hub, and we are going to get our commander over there to build it. Start time again. Oop, we'll wait to build that because we're also getting a prefab soon, so we may be able to just use the prefab, and then we don't have to have all those resources to build it. And then let's kind of see what we've got 7 unemployed colonists. Let's see. I think some of them have moved because the water was out in the other dome. Let's use the command center to take a look at those. Alright, so we're going to look at colonists. We'll reset the filters. And here's our unemployed. So we've got an officer, 5 botanists and a medic. So, let's see if there's room for them to all have jobs in the new dome. We actually haven't built a security station in here. So let's do that. And our one officer will have a job, and we can move some of the other officers, but they won't both be full, but everybody will be working. And then there were some botanists, right? And there's 4 slots here, so it's just a matter of getting them over there to start working there. And then there was a medic. So did we have an infirmary in here yet? Do not see one. So let's build that. Okay, and since we have places for the botanists to live and work, let's get them moved. So we will do, the other way to do this is so you go up, and so it's on the colonists. So if you just click A, then it'll go to the unemployed ones and cycle through them. So this is the medic. Here's one of the botanists. All right, so now we've got the botanist highlighted. And we move over to the dome. Where are you? There you go. So we're going to say we want you to live here. So that's the right click A. And we want you to work here. So right click A. And eventually that botanist will take a shuttle over there and get into their new dome with their new job and new apartment. Let's do that for all of our botanists that were over here. So yeah, you two, you come live here and work there. Okay, so we got our water tank now, so that's loading up on water until we get the dome built. Let's look at that, when are we getting that prefab, right? So that's deep scanning, so we've got another 14, last 14 sectors to deep scan, and we'll get that prefab. So I think that'll happen soon enough, probably right in time, and we won't need to actually use resources to build a megadome. Because we're going to build a universal depot here anyway. So let's do that.
Research complete.
So that it prioritizes what we need to build it, we will tell it to just put metals and electronics there for now and turn everything else off. Not wasting time moving stuff it doesn't need right now. Just gotta remember to turn all that stuff back on again. We will get the transport over here to dump off these metals at least. Oh, we did researched something. Ah, new crops. Yeah. All right, so we got new crops that we can choose from. Take a look at that. All right, so I see the lasers, and we're gonna build those in case we start getting any meteors, because then the lasers will just blast them out of the sky. All right, let's go look at our farms then. Let's see if there's new crops we want to start using. Where are you? There you are. And I'm going to pause real quick because it looks like it just started this. Yes, it did. All right, and we're at 100%. So we actually don't need, let's do, so these are new crops, right? So the one that produces a lot and decreases the soil quality is the corn. Since we're at 100%, I'll go ahead and tell it to do that now instead. And then we follow that, now it's the fruit trees. So that's going to increase the soil quality. And then in between that, we will do, I think the new one is the quinoa, right? Yeah, it's a little better than the wheat, and that doesn't change it. Right, so we still got the same cycle where it's corn, reduces quality 10%, followed immediately by fruit trees, which bring it back up 10%, and then quinoa, which is no change. It's just average yield. And then let's do the same in the other farm over here. okay, so this one's still doing the cover crops, but then we'll switch the soybeans to the fruit trees, and we'll switch the wheat to the quinoa. So then once the cover crops is done, we'll change that to the corn. It should be right in the good cycle. And how's our rocket? It's refueled. Why aren't you ready? It's still unloading food. Let's turn food on here so it gets unloaded there. And there's food sitting in the farm, so clearly we don't have enough good food storage over here yet, so let's do that. And actually we're just going to go ahead and build a big one. So that'll be producing food for a while. And anytime colonists come, it's going to have food to unload from the rocket. Where are we going to put you? We'll put you right here. Actually, we'll do it facing this way. That way drones can come right out the door carrying it and put it in there. And now the rocket's ready. So that's, yeah. So that rocket was sitting there kind of permanently because the drones didn't have any place to take the food. Alright, so let's send you back. And we'll see if we'll bring more colonists. Alright, so let's go back to our unemployed colonists, right? Okay. Looks like the botanists got over here. Yep, so the botanists are moved in and working. So, got one medic over here. Alright, so who's our 3 unemployed now? Let's see. Officer, okay, let's get you moved over here. So why don't you come live in this apartment and work here. And what else we got? One of the botanists still. Yes, alright, so let's get this other botanist over. You come live there and work there. And our last one is maybe the medic. Let's see. Oh, it was another botanist. Alright, so the medic already moved over on their own. They do try to find places to live and work on their own, but sometimes you gotta nudge them along. And you there. Alright, so that should eventually take care of everybody being employed. That's a good thing. Heavy load, we know that. We might want to bring at least one other officer over here so that there's more than 1 or 2. Forget how many officers we have back here. We did build 2. That one's full. This one has a full complement. We can actually move a couple few over. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so you can actually select a colonist in here, right? So it's D-pad down. So we're going to tell Haru Shimizu here to move over here and work here instead. Oh, nope, I don't want you to work at the grocery. I want you to work there. Okay. And then we'll do one more from the other. Alright, who are we gonna relocate? Let's do the middle one here at the bottom. Not working in Home Dome. Ah, so that's a good one we want to choose. Actually, we may choose anyone who has that. So that just means that there's not enough room for these people to be living in the dome where they're working, and that gives them a penalty. So we should probably move them, anybody with that penalty, over here, because then there's plenty of room for them to live and work in the same dome. Go here, and work there, and we're going to start time up so that those things start happening.
Sector scanned.
You, same thing. In there. Alright, we'll stop at that for now. Since the shuttles are busy enough. Alright, is our transport... Oh, it's still headed over there. Electronics. Alright, well, this is our mystery. I didn't look at it too closely. Unknown object of artificial origin has been detected. That's right. So, now the thing to check sometimes with the mysteries is sometimes it's not always obvious what you need to do. So I'm just going to double check and make sure, because sometimes what it is there's a research thing you need to do. And those usually show up in the breakthrough column and have like an exclamation point in the hex. So good, there isn't any research thing that the mystery is waiting for. And then sometimes you have to build something, so I'm just going to skim through all of our build menus and make sure we don't see some unique thing that we should be building. Nothing here looks connected to the mystery. No. Okay, so we're just waiting for the next thing to happen. Oh, and look at that. Something just popped up right now. Okay.
Mission Controls received a direct communique from EsoCorp, one of Earth's largest tech conglomerates. It reads,
and you are not to approach object 6EZ-3 under any circumstances, blah, 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 blah. Nothing further was added, no effort. Yeah, look at that. So who do these guys think they are? Just gonna come here and be suspiciously close. We're not supposed to do anything. I have a feeling we'll be doing something. Okay. Crosser's not working. Just need more people. Alright, so I think that's what we'll do is we'll get a rocket up here to fill this dome out a little bit more, since we're not quite ready to build a new one. We will be soon though, because look at this, we're doing our last 7, and we'll get that Mega Trigon dome. But since we're going to bring some colonists up for over here next, let's see what else we need over here. So we've got working on food, we've got a space bar. That's right, I built that because I kept them thirsty for so long. And we have much living space. We have 31, so plenty of living space. There's nothing out here to mine. We're doing all our research over there. So I think we'll just bring up some extra stuff to increase the comfort. So let's build... We'll build a casino complex. And then the other thing is usually an amusement park. Actually, let's just stick with the casino complex, I think. Right, because that gives luxury gaming, gambling, social. The amusement park is relaxation, exercise, playing, social. How many colonists can we bring up at a time these days? Oh, we gotta wait for the rocket to go back. I think it was the 22. Well, we'll just do the casino for now, because that'll take, I think, 6 or something like that, and we still have room for 2 people in the diner, 1 person in the grocer, and what was it, 3 people in the space bar, so got some no specs that we can bring up. Alright, let's speed things up and see if we can get the Trigon dome. Prefab. Alright, and is our transport ready? Yes. What else? Let's bring some polymers over too. Do 15 polymers. And then we'll also do some mechanical parts. Just get a little supply of all those over there. Oh, you were loading up from the... No. I wanted you to load up from this, not the actual... And 15. Alright. It's a little more than 15, and then we'll do the rest in mechanical parts. 2 more electronics. Let's see if the transport gets them over here before the shuttles do. We still have 2 unemployed. Sometimes it just takes a long time for the shuttles to get those guys moved. Diner unemployed. Okay, are you? Doesn't say moving. Maybe it didn't take. Try again. Want you to move over here, dude, and work here. Oh, nope, work here. I really want you to move. You'll be happier, promise. You won't be unemployed. Ah, okay, good. We're down to 1. Is that the same officer? Just in case it's not. Doesn't say they're moving yet, so. Move, my friend. Work there. Let's make sure it pops up that they're moving.
Anomaly analyzed. Research complete.
There you go. Alright, moving to a new dome. Good. Alright. And we scan something. Let's scan something else. Keep on top of that. New technology, plasma colors. Plasma cutters. Plasma colors. Increases our rare metals extraction. See if it's worth doing that upgrade yet. This is the only mine we got going right now. How much is left here? 189. Oh, it's not something we have to upgrade. It was just something that's automatic. Okay, good. Sometimes an improvement is something you have to actually upgrade the building to do, or sometimes it's just automatic, and I think that one was automatic. We like that. Let's get time going again. Alright, good. Our drone hub's built now. Alright, so let's turn on all the other things in here we'll need to be building things. How much do we have? Good. Yeah, we got good food. I'll just do that, but not rare metals. You, and you. Alright, so I'll at least have a little supply there. And the other thing I guess I'll do is I'll start building the connection between these two. Alright, so this is our overlap.